Okay, it's February 2nd. I'll try and make this update not 10 minutes long like the last one that I recorded. It was really long. Y'all don't have the attention span for that. I don't either. Anywho, um, so moving in from the get-go, we had issues, even before closing. North Carolina is a as-is state, so property is as is, except for a couple things, like encroachment. You can see from the kitchen, there's that fenced-in area where you see a bunch of fence pieces on the ground, right? Well, right about let's see if we can zoom into that. Right there. That is where the fence actually ended originally. They subdivided this property back in August, and listed it in September. The way we saw it was you've had since August, and actually before that, but anywho, you've had since then to move that fence. The area for that fence is 0.07 acres or 2,800 square feet. That was actually one of the things about this that we were like, well, why haven't you moved the fence yet? Because we came to see the property like December 20th. One of the sellers has said, I gotta move the fence. Okay. Come back just after New Year's for the inspection. I gotta move the fence. Then a week before closing, we're like, well, you haven't moved the fence yet. And we kept getting mixed answers. Our agent was saying that, yeah, they're going to have the fence moved by closing. Fence wasn't moved by closing. The husband was like, I don't know when it's going to get moved. I got all the stuff, but I got to wait on the other guy. Okay. So we decided to put in a clause in our closing that basically said you got 15 days to move the fence. After 15 days, you have to start paying us $50 a day. Originally, we said $100 a day. But that went down to 50 the day before closing because they initially agreed, I guess. They weren't too happy about the idea. They actually were like, oh yeah, screw this. They can have their deposit back. I don't want to sell the house. I'm not going to sell the house to have neighbors like that. Dude, you're encroaching. That's our property. You're trying to use for free. And the way the law works down here, you only have to maintain it for a year and it's yours. Well, there's a fence on it. He maintains that fence. He just stole 2,800 square feet of property off from us. And he didn't have to do anything. No. We weren't playing that or even taking the chance on that. So, but then the other thing is, I'll show you the fence again real quick. He moved it. He hasn't moved all of it. Like that giant rolled up piece of fence, all those pieces, and that piece right there, well, they're still technically where they were. That giant rolled up piece was rolled out flat. I rolled it up because I didn't want to take the chance one of us driving over it and, well, getting a flat. Because now who's responsible for it? Us or them? Wasn't taking the chance for that argument. Then there's the whole issue with our well. I don't like it. I personally didn't want to, but I was like, I'll do it to be neighborly. So, can I see the well house from here? I'm gonna have to go to another window. So you can sort of see zoom in. You see a hose coming off it? Well, the issue with that is they don't have a well. They don't have septic yet because they're waiting on the closing. The funds, totally understandable. So we were like, okay, we'll give you 2 months. The night before the closing, they said, hey, we need 3 to 4 months. Is it 3 months or is it 4 months? So I initially didn't want to increase it because, well, that's liability. I don't really like taking that chance. Had nothing to do with sharing water. It's literally all about the liability. At least it is for me. It doesn't matter if it's what's it called? Neighborly. You can buy potable water. I don't know what to say, but anywho, we had to give them an extra month because they literally got us like the night before closing, and it was like an hour before banks close. Gotta grab the check from the bank still, or send the wire to the lawyer. Yeah, no, they literally caught us at that last minute where it was like, there's not time to negotiate this. I was like, no, you're doing three. I originally said no. Somehow we came to 3 months. No clue how that happened. But anywho, that's that. And then, since this is not the fun happy-go-lucky update, then there's what happened this past Sunday, or Saturday night, depending how you look at it. So we got to the house around 10 p.m. It is a little strange. Whenever we were moving our stuff in, the guy would always pop outside. So he pops outside and starts working on the fence. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Like that makes sense. So I don't know what he was doing. As to why was logical, who knows? Yeah, whatever. Do what you want. You're getting the work done. But the issue that we had was I have cameras set up. Unfortunately, I didn't set up enough cameras at the time. I only had the cameras, 2 cameras on the side of the house, and the indoor cameras, basically aimed at the doors. So I see him at 2:20 in the morning. We left the house at 1:45 because we had to drop off the U-Haul. He's not going to the well house. He's going, the way he crossed the camera, he's going toward the front of the house. Comes back a minute later, based off of the motion on the cameras. Okay. Weird. Then at 3 o'clock, I see him on another camera going toward the back of the house, but with a flashlight this time. Again, weird. Like, this is just straight up sketchy. So I talked to him on Sunday when we got back. We got back around like 7:45. Again, pops out when we're coming home and trying to unload our stuff. So what did he do? So he goes to do whatever with the well, I guess, turn on the water for himself, and then comes to talk to us. Then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm gonna call, for reference, if I talk about the neighbors, I'm gonna call them John and Betty, just for privacy. But so John is like, yeah, I was checking to see if I forgot anything. Well, okay, your rooster that's been shitting on my grill for the past week, you didn't grab that. But yeah, that's his reason for walking at the crack of dawn for no reason on my property. You weren't going to the well house. You were snooping. That's exactly what John was doing. You don't go with a flashlight, especially at that time of night. Yeah. Oh, and he admitted to going through my mailbox. He's been checking my mail daily because they didn't do a proper mail forward. Okay, that's a federal offense, but we're not talking about that at the moment. I did call my local sheriff's department because I wanted to file a complaint to make sure that these guys understand it's not okay to trespass at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock any time after dark, a reasonable time, especially with a flashlight. And to take stuff off the property too? Dude, this is no longer your property. Yeah. Well, so the sheriff's department, they actually got a kick about the whole roosters thing. The girl I was talking to, she laughed at the fact that he didn't pick up his rooster and that the rooster's shitting on my grill. For the moment, I don't blame her because it is sort of funny. But apparently, my only options are to file trespassing charges, or do nothing. But I was told that if it happens again, file trespassing charges. The only reason we chose, well, we still have, I guess, time to file charges if we deem so. But the primary reason we aren't at the moment is we just moved in. We don't know how long they're going to be our neighbors. If anyone else has an idea, happy to hear it. But yeah, I intend to put a fence up, something like, not a wooden fence, actually something similar to that one that was rolled up. Fences make better neighbors, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we're a little skeeved at the moment. But yeah, that's this update.